Composting Confusion, Action Series, Module 5. Composting sounds simple. Food scraps go in a bin and they magically turn into soil. But in reality, different cities have different rules about what they accept. And if you're doing it at home, it's even more confusing. What breaks down, what smells, what attracts pests. So the good news, when it comes to regional government composting pickup, there are universal rules that work almost everywhere. Learn these first and you'll avoid the gross mistakes that make people give up on composting. Why it matters, and it really does matter. In landfills, food waste does not become soil. It becomes methane, a greenhouse gas way more powerful than CO2. Composting flips that script, turning waste into nutrient-rich soil instead of pollution. The universal composting rules. Rule number 1, if it ever lived, it can compost mostly. Rule number 2, no extras, no stickers, no trash. Keep it clean and packaging free. Rule number 3, bag smart, lid down. Bag it tight if required, and lids closed. Avoid pests and leaks. Rule number 4, compostable does not always mean it's accepted. Don't trust all compostable labels. Check your city. Rule number 5, cold scraps equal no stink. Freeze or store your scraps to prevent smells and bugs. Now that we know why composting matters, let's get into the part that usually trips people up. What actually goes into the compost? Every city has its own list, but there are universal truths that work almost everywhere. Once you master these, you can avoid the mess, the smells, and the mistakes that make people quit composting. Let's start with the simplest rule of all. If it was alive, it can compost mostly. For this class, we're focusing on what applies to most city or municipal compost programs, not DIY backyard piles. If you're composting at home, you probably already have a system and know that it takes extra research to manage meat, dairy, and other tricky scraps. So for city or municipal composting, here's the number 1 rule. If it was alive, it can compost mostly. For city programs, the simplest rule is if it came from something alive, it's usually accepted. That means fruits, veggies, bread, coffee, grains, and eggshells. And in most cities, meat, bone, and dairy can be included because industrial composters can handle them. And what about mixed foods? Leftover pasta with sauce, stir fries, sandwiches. These usually can go in municipal bins. They're just a combination of items that each break down. But unfortunately, every city and town is different. And meat, dairy, bones, and oils are tricky. So check your local composting rules for what you can add in your own green bin. Rule number 2, keep it clean and packaging free. City compost programs are powerful, but they're also vulnerable to contamination. Even tiny bits of plastic, like produce stickers, bread bag ties, or bits of foil, can ruin a whole load. Sorting machines can't always catch them, so they end up in the final compost, and that's supposed to go back into farms and gardens. The fix is simple. When scrapping a plate or emptying a fridge container, remove anything that isn't food or paper that your city accepts. Pull off stickers, toss twist ties, and check for plastic wrap or rubber bands. The cleaner your scraps, the more likely they'll actually be turned into compost instead of rejected and trashed. Practical action, peel produce stickers before tossing them. Check takeout containers, plastic lids go in recycling if accepted, and food scraps can go in compost. And if it feels like garbage, it probably is. Rule number 3, bag it right if required and close the lids. Cities differ. Some require compostable bags, some allow paper liners, and others say no bags at all. Using the wrong liner can get your bin rejected. Even the bin with the right bag, leaving the lid open attracts flies, raccoons, and rodents. Close it every time, and if your bin leaks or smells, add a layer of dry paper or keep your scraps in the freezer until pickup day. A clean, sealed bin keeps you from dreading composting and keeps the city's truck from turning into a moving swamp. Rule number 4, don't trust all compostable labels. Check your city. Companies love to slap compostable on cups, cutlery, and bags, but most municipal programs can't actually process them. Many need high heat and special facilities to break down, and if your city doesn't have that equipment, it behaves just like plastic and contaminates the entire load. Even certified compostable items can be rejected if your local program doesn't allow them. The safest approach, when in doubt, leave it out, or check your city's list first. Tossing one wrong cup can send an entire bin into the landfill. So the practical action, skip compostable plastics unless you know for a fact your city can take them. Look for okay for home compost labels if you're actually composting at home. And better yet, stick to real food scraps, paper, and yard waste. Those are always safe. Rule number 5. Freeze or refrigerate scraps to prevent smells and bugs. One of the biggest reasons people quit composting is the smell and the pests. But you don't have to deal with either. Just keep your scraps in a sealed container in the freezer or fridge until pickup day. Frozen scraps don't rot, don't smell, and don't attract flies. On collection day, dump them straight into your green bin. No mess, no gross leaks, and this one habit alone makes composting feel effortless. So, practical action, dedicate one freezer bag or small container just for compost. Fill it throughout the week and empty it on pickup day. If freezer space is tight, use a lidded container in the fridge for short-term storage or even a small insulated cooler in place of a regular compost bin. Composting on autopilot. Municipal composting isn't complicated, but doing it right is the difference between helping a system work and accidentally making it worse. Contamination, pests, and smells are why some neighborhoods lose compost programs entirely. So, scraps only. Food and paper your city accepts and nothing else. Keep it clean, no stickers, plastics, or packaging. Bag smart, only use approved liners, or none if that's the rule. Stay pest free, freeze scraps or seal in bins until pickup day. And lid down equals problem gone. Always close your bin tight. These tiny habits keep your bin clean, your home pest free, and your city's compost program running smoothly. Once you do them a few times, they'll be automatic. You'll have less garbage, a fresher kitchen, and peace knowing that you're actually making an impact and not just guessing. When composting becomes automatic, your trash gets lighter, your home gets cleaner, and the planet gets better without you lifting any extra weight. Keep it simple. Scraps, clean, bag smart, lid down. That's it. You've got this.